A treat for you today. This is a Cannondale X440, one of the last true made in the USA, designed in the USA. In fact, local pro rider Keith Johnson rode these on the AMA National Circuit with some limited success. Sadly, they invested so much money into building this bike, they didn't cut any corners. Very innovative. Öhlins forks, reverse engine, fuel injected, right?
Yes.
What are the other unique features does this have, Jeff, other than the Öhlins suspension, the perimeter frame, the reverse motor, which Yamaha copied, right? And the fact that it's made in the USA.
I gotta say, it's a very unique engine. I've never taken an engine apart like it in my whole career. It's very innovative. It's got a what they call a cassette transmission that comes out all in one piece. It has no removable cylinder head on it, so the engine case is part of the cylinder. There's a liner that pops up out of it, but it's very cool. This thing makes very good power too. I was impressed when I rode it.
Now these are the original tires, as far as I know. These are the original factory tires on here, and chains and sprockets. We don't think it has many hours. It had a mechanical error or defect at some point, and early in its life, it got parked. It was on display in the museum here for a while. We put it up for auction. My friend Chip Watkins, CEO of Watkins Motor Freight, in fact, who's a avid motorcycle collector and a client of ours who bought a bunch of bikes, messaged me, and he wanted to buy it, and it wasn't running, needed engine work, and I told him that we weren't sure if we could get the parts on it. We're selling it as is. He went ahead and bought it and then asked us to fix it. We weren't sure we'd be able to accomplish that, but thanks to the mechanic himself, he not only fixed it, but it runs awesome.
Yeah, it really does have hardly any time on it. What happened was the foam air filter just rotted and disintegrated, and it got sucked down into the motor, and it was all wrapped up in the valves. And I took the head off and cleaned it all out and got it all fixed properly, put it back together, and it ran for 15 seconds. I would have taken the cylinder off had a removable cylinder, but it doesn't. So I put the head back on it, hoping it would run, but it didn't. It ran for 15 seconds, and I had to take the engine back out of the frame and completely disassemble it. We got some pictures in there on the computer. We're going to show you how much work I had to do to get to the piston and rings, because that is where the final problem was.
You want to show them the pictures? Let's go show them.
Yeah.
Jeff, can you explain what we're looking at here?
Okay, so this is the engine partially apart, where these are the head nuts right here, one here and one over here. So the head comes off, but it has no removable cylinder. So
I've never seen anything like that.
No. So we had to go this far. I pulled the clutch basket off, and behind that is the removable cassette transmission. And then it's a very unique way to get the piston out of this thing. Let's go to the next picture.
This one?
One more. Yeah, so the transmission all came out of here in one piece. And to get this liner up out of there, you have to bring the engine down to bottom dead center, and you wipe the cylinder liner out with brake clean, and you put a piece of 2-inch masking tape in there. And then you rotate the motor up until the piston comes up and the rings hit the masking tape, and it pops the liner up out of there. Then you pull the liner up out, and the wrist pin comes out through this hole.
How did you know how to do all that?
I had to have some help with the internet, because I've never done one of these. So
wow.
There was a manual, PDF manual online.
Pretty cool. You're not a guy that usually has to open a manual, but this is something we've never seen before.
Yeah, we got a picture of the transmission too that popped out right here. This is all one piece. It just comes out all in one piece. So it's a very unique engine, I got to tell you. I've never worked on anything like this.
I think the Japanese stole some of the innovative ideas here. Certainly Yamaha did the reverse engine, and I think they were first to market with fuel injection too, right?
Yeah, so the final problem was I cleaned out the head all up and put it back together, and it didn't work, so I had to go all the way. And what it was that foam air filter mashed itself between the rings and the ringlands, and the rings were crushed. The rings were jammed tight in the ringlands, so...
That's why I had low compression?
Yeah, so after I did that, this thing runs
so,
mint.
So this bike was not worn out or broken, it sucked an air filter?
Yeah, it sucked in a rotten foam air filter was all it was.
Guys, keep your air filters clean, man. No excuse for proper maintenance. That's how it came to us, and we were selling it as is, thinking we would have to order parts and wouldn't be able to get them. But we didn't need any parts, right, Jeff?
No, absolutely. I didn't know there was no damage. It was just that foam jammed everything up, and the gaskets popped apart in one piece, and they put it back together. No parts.
It's all original, right down to the graphics and the warning stickers and the tires and everything. So pretty remarkable. I guess sometimes when something bad happens like this, it's
You can also notice that this is your throttle body plugs in here, and that's the forward of the bike. So the exhaust pipe comes out the back of the bike, and it goes out around the back tire. But that's pretty cool too.
cool. You want to go fire it up?
Yeah, let's go ride it.
All right. Like I said, this is all original. Bike's all original.
All you got is an on switch, and it should fire right up.
The wheel set looks brand new. Original chain. You're gonna need a new shock bumper. They disintegrate over time. Sounds pretty mean. Jeff said it hauls ass. Oh yeah. Big bore 4-stroke power. Smell that VP fuel. Sounds like a YZ 450. Sounds really good. Sounds good, man.
It runs awesome.
Plenty of power, huh?
Fuel injected, it runs real nice.
Very
plenty
cool.
Of power.
Wow. I'm really glad that I got a chance to hear this thing run, and now I'm even gladder I'm going to get a chance to take it for a quick ride here before we ship it down to Chip's private museum in Florida, which there is a video online. If you punch in Kaplan, Chip Watkins, I think it'll come up. There's a on YouTube video of his private museum there. He's got a really nice collection of motorcycles and cars, and this will fit right in. And there was a reason he wanted this bike. He has a similar model to this by a different manufacturer. I think it was an ATK. I don't really quite remember, but he wanted this for a specific reason. And I told him I don't think we can get the parts for it, but didn't need it. He just needed the mechanic to work his magic on it. And I'd say this is a success story.
On.
So you hit the on button,
Yep.
and hit the green button.
Yeah.
First impression is it feels like a brand new motorcycle, and I guess it kind of is. It's like a time capsule. It didn't get ridden much because something early on in its life it wasn't used, and then when they started it up, after many moons, it sucked the air filter. But yeah, just remarkable. It runs excellent, and the Olin suspension feels nice and stiff. It's a heavy 4-stroke, but it feels light on its feet, you know, because of the great suspension it has. I mean, these Olins, or retail set of Olins forks and triple clamps today, you're going to spend close to $4,000, and the shocks about $2,000. You can spend $6,000 on a set of Olin suspension alone. That's why the manufacturers don't use it. It's super pricey, but really cool piece. Chip, I think you're going to be pretty happy with it, bud. Hope you like it, and thank you, Jeff, for making this possible.
Yeah, I really enjoyed doing this. I like doing stuff that I've never worked on before, and it's a little challenge, but I conquered it.
You definitely did, man. Good job. Want to take it for one last trip? No? I can open up the showroom. You can wheelie it right up into there. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and good luck with it, Chip. I know it's going to a good home. It's about as good as it can get for a couple tips for Chip.
Yeah, when you say you pulled up with this bike and it stalled, you still got to make sure you push down on off, because the fuel injectors will stay hot and activated, and it'll kill the battery and probably overheat the fuel injector. So make sure that switch gets turned off.
No matter what, if you stall it or whatever. And
Yeah.
that's your go button.
Yeah.
That's your stop, your on button, and
Yep.
that's your off button.
On, off, and push the green.
Thanks for watching, guys. God bless America.